Yo, what's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here, continuing to cook up this NBA action, man. Y'all know we do here on the Jam Session. We cook up every single game, every single day. It is a money-making Friday, man. Hey, I'm looking to hit big today on my NBA Player of the Day. For the first time all season, I have not hit an NBA Player of the Day in 3 days. And that is super frustrating. I had the Lake Show Lakers last night, and they just didn't have it. The Suns had blood in their eyes, and they kicked the crap out of the Lakers from start to finish. It is what it is. In all honesty, I did make money yesterday, though. If you guys follow me on Twitter, I tweeted out to you guys, hey, I'm going to the Mavs game. I did go, had great seats, and I told you guys I was taking the money line. And it was what it is. It was what it was. Shout out my guy Kyrie Irving. Huge game from him. Shout out my guy Tim Hardaway Jr. Tim, I don't see those Jr. Tim, shoot over those Jr. Hey, it was a hell of a game last night, man. Randall Brunson was back in the city, but the Mavs prevailed even without Luka. Hey, money making Friday though. That's what we're here to do. It's a money making Friday. We're gonna bounce back on that NBA Player of the Day, man. We will bounce back on it today. I absolutely love today's NBA Player of the Day. We're still seeing the board extremely well on that NBA Player of the Day, regardless of this little 3-day stretch. And we only lost two. Remember, we pushed on one of them. But it's still the first time all year I haven't cashed on it in 3 days. It's kind of crazy. But we're 11-4-2. Last 17 on that NBA Player of the Day, man. We're 36-20-4. Last 60 on that NBA Player of the Day. So we'll bounce back on it today. I'm not worried about it. It's a money-making Friday, man. Let's cash out today. I appreciate each and every one of you boys and girls that tune in and watch this video. If you appreciate the content that I do, all I ask is that you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, man, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Twitter all day long, man. There's a link for that in the description below. And, of course, I have premium plays over at the site. Money-making Friday, man. Let's do it. 10 games on the card. Let's smash it per usual. If you're a big bettor out there and you love betting the NBA pretty big nightly, you can join my All Access Club. The information for that is in the description below. I'll also be live this evening with my guy, Kyle Kerms. So you guys can tune in for that this evening, where I think we're going to go through every single game on the card. I believe it's me, him, and Prop Beaver. So I always love talking with them. Should be a lot of fun. You guys can tune in for that later on today. But y'all know the drill right here, right now, for to cook it up. Try to smash it per usual, 10 games. So without further ado, let's do exactly that. Let's make some money tonight. Let's hop right into tonight's NBA action. All right, man, let's do it. First game up, we got the Sacramento Kings out on the road facing the Philadelphia 76ers. Sixers home favorites, laying 1.5 here in this one. Interesting game. I think this is a legit 50-50 game. I could see this game going either way. When we look at these two teams, one team's playing much better than the other. The Sacramento Kings are the team coming into this game playing the better basketball. Of course, we know the 76ers have been without their best player, Joel Embiid. They are still without him tonight as well. Yes, the Kings have been playing the better basketball, but we kind of got to address who they were playing. Charlotte, Detroit. They got blown out by New Orleans at home. Toronto, Orlando. You know, these are not the top echelon teams in the league. Philadelphia, on the other hand, they haven't, again, they've lost 4 of their last 5, not playing their best basketball either, but at home Friday night, I'm taking the Sixers, even without Embiid, man. This is the NBA, bro. We see teams step up and hoop without their best player all the time. Hell, I saw it in person last night as my Mavs got it done without Luka on a hot Knicks team. So I know this Kings are the better team playing the better basketball right now, but I think the Sixers show up at home tonight. I do. Even without Embiid, I trust Maxey, trust Harris, trust Beverly and company to have that building on a million on a Friday night. I think they end this little hot streak the Sacramento Kings got going. Next game up, we got the Indiana Pacers out on the road facing the Atlanta Hawks. Hawks, home favorites, laying 5.5 here in this one. Everybody knows my thoughts on Atlanta. I think they are the gift that keeps on giving. They are currently the worst ATS team in the NBA. I like them tonight, though. I got to fade my adopted team in the Indiana Pacers. The reason I got to fade them, there's still no Tyrese Halliburton. And yes, they did look good against Boston without him. And yes, they did get a win in their last one against the Wizards. But I still saw stretches in that basketball game that were pause for concern. And my pause for concern, grabbing the points with Indiana here in this game, even against the Hawks, is I expect this to be an offensive game. Hey, what have been the scores? These 157, 152, 150, 116. Indiana won both. So these have been high scoring offensive games, and I think that's what we see tonight. But I think the Hawks are more equipped to play that way tonight, with the Pacers being without their motor, engine, transmission, wheels, tires, all that in Tyrese Halliburton. He's the car. He's the one that gets it going most nights. They will be able to survive like they were against bad teams like the Wizards, but going up against a desperate team like Atlanta tonight, who needs some wins to get back into the thick of things, double revenge spot for Atlanta at the crib. I think they probably beat up on Indiana. I don't like laying points with the Hawks, the worst ATS team in the NBA. I feel like it's trying to catch a falling knife, but I do try to come in here and tell you guys how I think the game is going to play out, actually. And I think this game plays out. Hawks win and cover. So give me Atlanta. Second game of the night. Let's keep it rolling. We got the Houston Rockets laying 7.5 on the Detroit Pistons. I just don't trust the Rockets on the road, period, to win games. I don't trust the Rockets to win games on the road, let alone lay points on the road. I'm leaning towards Detroit. I understand that the Detroit Pistons are the worst team in the league. They just got beat by San Antonio at home. That tells you how bad the Pistons are. But, again, Houston, they're a night and day team. Like, they're not hard to figure out. There's a few night and day teams. Houston, Utah. Them are just the two off the top of my head. Denver, low-key, where we know what we're getting with these teams. At home, they're going to show up, play their best basketball, lock in. On the road, they're susceptible to lose damn near every game they go out there and play. They're not going to, but they're susceptible to. And Houston is susceptible to that. Let's see. What's their record straight up on the road this season? Houston on the road straight up this year is... At home, they're 15-6 straight up. So on the road, they are 3-12. You feel me? That's just not a team I want to be laying 8 points with on the road. I'm sorry. Can't do it, won't do it. So I'm going to lean towards the Detroit Pistons here in this one. Next game up, we got the Orlando Magic and the Miami Heat. Orlando, winning-wise, has kind of taken a step back. You kind of see the grind of the NBA starting to catch up to a young team like Orlando. Their injury report has been a mile long recently. Miami, a team who's, used to playing banged up, they're still right there in the mix of things. 21-16. These two teams have the same record. Even though Orlando jumped out to the fast start. Interesting game here tonight, man. I'm taking Orlando. I'm taking Orlando because they've been a money-making machine. They have put money in my pocket all season. Their injury report is still concerning. Wagner out, Wendell Carter Jr. game-time decision, Gary Harris out, and Jonathan Isaac out. And there's a chance that Jimmy Buckets will be back tonight. He's game-time decision. So is Caleb Martin, Tyler Hero, and Kyle Lowry. The Magic typically play Miami really tough. Miami won the last meeting in Orlando, 115-106. Really wasn't that long ago, on the 20th of December. I see Orlando getting some revenge. I do. I know they got beat up on by the Minnesota Timberwolves in their last game, but the two games prior to that, I did kind of like what I saw from Orlando. Miami, everybody knows I love fading these boys at home, and I think I'm going to do so tonight. So I like Orlando here. Not overly in love with it, but I do like Orlando in this spot tonight. I think they probably win the game outright. So I want the 3.5 in my back pocket. Next game up, we got the Golden State Warriors and your Chicago Bulls. Interesting, man. The Warriors, bro. I got to get off these boys is really what it is. I got to get off of them, man. I keep losing money betting the Warriors. They've lost 3 of their last 4. They're coming off a significant homestand. The spot says fade them. The spot says fade them. Chicago's won 3 straight. Granted, the competition's not the best, but you can only play who's in front of you. They beat up on Charlotte twice and then beat Houston in overtime in their last one. I can't expect the Bulls to beat the Warriors. I just can't do it. So I'm going to grab the points with the Warriors. Am I rushing to the window to bet this game? Probably not. But it's Warriors for me here, guys. I told you guys I got to get off them, but I just can't seem to. But if they're going to make the playoffs, this is a must win, low key. Like, they got to start winning games they're supposed to. They're below 500. Curry, bro, where you at, man? 30, where you at? Friday night in Chicago, the house Michael Jordan built. I can see 30 doing something tonight, bro. I can. I'm rocking with 30. I'm rocking with the light skin, man. I'm taking the Warriors plus the 3.5. I low key might grab the money line. We'll see. If I do, I'll tweet it out to y'all later. Next game up. We got the Clippers laying 8.5 on the Memphis Grizzlies. I've been on the Clippers recently, so you guys can stop hating on me in the comments. I've been on the Clippers a little bit here recently. Here's the thing, though. I'm not on them tonight. I'm back to fading their ass. I'm on Memphis plus the points at the crib. Reason being is Memphis typically plays their best basketball at home, at the crib. Quietly kept. Memphis has won 4 of their last 5. I know John Morant's out, but remember, this team has been hooping without him for majority of the season. Excuse me. They have been hooping without him for majority of the season. Revenge spot, because the Clippers won the last one. We already seen the Grizzlies beat them once this season. Clippers are playing well, bro, and I already know y'all gonna say I'm a hater for fading them in the comments, but it is what it is. I'm fading them. I want the points in my back pocket with Memphis. Clippers probably win the game, but laying 8.5 on the road, I kind of see this maybe being the sleepy spot. So I'm gonna lean towards Memphis in this one. It is what it is. Next game up, we got the Blazers and the Minnesota Timberwolves, a.k.a. the House of Disappointment. This should be a smash spot for Minnesota, a team that's been struggling, a team that has been out on the road. They should come home and blow the doors off of Portland, is what should happen. This game, though, reminds me of Sacramento, Charlotte, I want to say last week or 2 weeks ago, where Charlotte was in this exact same spot. They were on the last game of a terrible road trip. They had looked terrible the entire road trip. They were 16.5-point dogs, and they beat the Kings outright. That's probably one of my most frustrating losses this season was that Kings loss. And I don't want to run into that here. Minnesota is not one of my favorite teams. They're not a team I enjoy betting. So, again, this should be a smash spot for the Minnesota Timberwolves. It's a terrible spot for the Blazers. They've been getting blown out on this road trip the entire way through. Should be a bounce back spot at the crib for Minnesota. They should blow them out by 20. But I can't bet this game personally because of that Kings game. And again, Minnesota's not a team that I enjoy betting on. And I'm not rushing to lay this many points with them. They should blow them out. Me personally, I'm not betting it though. So there's my thoughts here on that one. Let's keep it rolling, fellas. Let's keep it rolling. Next game up, we got the Charlotte Hornets out on the road facing the San Antonio Spurs. Spurs are favorites, and I'm going the other way. It's just that simple. I know we lost doing that the other day because they did end up beating the Detroit Pistons. The Pistons, bro, they just make my head hurt. But I'm not laying points with the Spurs. Expecting Spurs to win basketball games is crazy to me. They're 6-30. So expecting them to win is crazy. So I would just rather the points in my back pocket. Or I'd rather go plus money with the Hornets. The Hornets have been the better team for most of the season anyway. I know they're still without LaMelo, but no. I can't expect San Antonio to win this game. If the line was Charlotte minus 2.5, I would have took San Antonio plus the points and said the same thing. You cannot expect the Hornets to win a basketball game. You just can't. So, I want the points in my back pocket. It's just my story here. Who's straight up the better team? think it's a wash, honestly. I think this is a 50-50 game, and you toss it in the air. Flip a coin. It's kind of how I see how this game is going to go. These are two of the worst teams in the league. I'm not betting this game personally, but if I were to, it would be the Hornets, because you cannot expect San Antonio to win as a favorite. It's just my story. All right. Raptors, Utah. Utah home favorites laying 2.5. Short, sweet, simple. I'm on Utah. Bad spot for the Toronto Raptors. Man, these boys need to get back home. These boys have been on the road for quite some time. Still no Podol. Siakam, game time decision. Otto Porter, game time decision. It says Siakam is questionable with a back. That's not good. This is what, their like 6th or 7th straight road game. It is a revenge game because the Jazz beat them earlier this season. But we know what's up with Utah. We talked about it earlier. They're a night and day team. We know what's up with them. On the road, fade them, mostly. Or at least early in the season that was the case. But at home, we've been on these boys like no other. And we've been cashing on the Utah Jazz. Believe it or not, I believe they are still, right now, currently, the best home ATS team in basketball. Let me pull it up. The Jazz are 13-4 against the number at home at the crib. They've covered in 76.5% of their games. I'm on the Jazz. Short, sweet, simple. I love fading Toronto on the road anyway. Back end of a long road trip. They need to get back home. And when they get back home, we're probably going to be on the Raptors a bit. But right now, on this last little stint on the road against one of the best home ATS teams in the NBA, who I think actually matches up really well with Toronto, taking Utah at home, at the crib. Next game up, we got the Pelicans and the Nuggets. Nuggets, man, laying 8.5. Short, sweet, simple. Say it with me. The Nuggets go stupid, dummy, crazy at the crib. And, hey, off a loss, they even go even crazier. I'm on Denver in this game. It's not even that complicated. Have the Pelicans been playing really well recently? Yes. But bad spot for them on the road, bro. It just is what it is, man. I would have laid this on damn near anybody but Boston. If this was Milwaukee in this spot, I would lay it. If this was anybody other than Boston, I probably would lay it with Denver at home coming off a loss. I love that spot for them. They always show up, show out in that spot, in my opinion. And the line is this high for a reason. This line is this high for a reason. I just want you guys to know that. Have the Pelicans been playing the better basketball recently? Yes. But Denver, we know, is the better team. And I don't know who finna guard Jokic tonight. Exactly. Denver, late window. They finna go stupid, dummy, crazy. Taking the Nuggets. And that was our last game. So there you go. And that's going to conclude this episode of my NBA Jam session. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you boys and girls that tune in and watch this video. If you appreciate the content that I do, all I ask is that you smash that like button for me, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, man, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Twitter all day long, man. There's a link for that in the description below. And of course, I have premium plays over at the site, including my NBA Play of the Day, man. Yes, we look to bounce back on it today. Money Making Friday. We are 11-4-2 last 17 on that NBA Play of the Day. We are 36-20-4 last 60 on that NBA Play of the Day. Bounce back day on it. Hey, you guys can scoop it up over at Pickdawgz Premium. I appreciate each and every one of you boys and girls that tune in and watch this video. Remember, I'm live with my guy Kyle Kerms this evening, so you guys can be on the lookout for that. Money Making Friday. Let's smash it per usual. Big bettors out there, join my All Access Club. The information for that is in the description below. It's been your guy Jay Briggs. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. See y'all later. I'm out of here.